All right, guys, so over the first 2 weeks of the Winter Poker Open Series, over 20 Winter Poker Open trophies have been awarded, and as Jamie Kerstetter likes to call them, tiny glass Borgatas. And she finally got her hands on one yesterday in the charity series of poker event.
The most coveted award.
Yes, the most coveted Winter Poker Open trophy of the series. No, but in all honesty, congratulations for that win. And, you know, we said in our blog right up that it was a win-win for everybody with the charity series of poker. And you kind of walk us through, you know, who was playing, how that event kind of differs from anything else you'll see kind of on the poker felt.
It differs from the other events because there's a lot of really, really good players playing very, very drunk. So it's cool because I could feel kind of cool about beating these really great players. Like Darren Elias is at my table, Matt Brady, who else do we have? Stout and Stout's brother, and like all these good players. And they just all are drunk and spewing. So I could feel great about beating them, even though it's not really fair.
All right. So hopefully, you know, you can kind of parlay that win, we'll say, into a deep run here in the WPT. You've done that a few times over the last few Borgata stops, and more recently in Maryland Live when they first stopped there. Kind of walk us through the difference of, you know, such a, you know, tough field and how you can kind of navigate that. You've had some deep runs already this series. What's on top here?
Advice you mean for like WPTs and stuff?
Yeah, you know,
okay.
how do you really kind of, you know, go through these early flights where, you know, you're pretty deep and you're at, you know, a tough table like you are today?
Yeah, well, the structure is awesome. It's the best structure you could find aside from the WSOP 10K. So you have tons of chips, you have tons of time, and pretty much you have to just like out-patient other people. I think sometimes even good players get a little bit frustrated. They want to like win the tournament really fast. They want to have a big stack at the end of the day. You could bag 15K at the end of the day today and still be in the running. The tournament barely has even started yet. So that's some good advice that I wish I had taken myself last level as I double barreled off a bunch of chips. But yeah, that's advice for some people who might be new to WPTs.
All right, so, you know, and you can kind of talk about that, you know, grinding, you know, near an average stack. In the $2 million opening event, you were, you know, you peaked at one point, you know, and right when you got into the money, but then you kind of just, you know, plodded your way along, let everyone else kind of blow up around you into a pretty deep finish. So is that the mentality over the rest of this day one-day session?
Yeah, I think you just have to really pick your battles. You don't need to fight over every tiny pot. You have enough chips to survive. You have enough time. So I think pretty much like I pick my little spots to be aggressive, and maybe some big pots I might bluff at or whatever. But like all these little ones, I just let it go because they're really inconsequential in the long run.
Yeah. All right. So, you know, we talked about that you already got your hands on one tiny glass Borgata.
Yes.
Hopefully you don't have an opportunity to win another, because at the end of this event is something better, the WPT Champions Cup, the Giant Trophy. It's in the event center right over there. We can see it right over there in the distance. And hopefully, you know, you're making a run through this, another deep WPT run. Thank you for taking some time out of break and talking with us.
I didn't troll you a single time in this interview. Do you see this?
Yeah, that was like, wow, we actually did it, guys. We successfully beat Jamie Kerstetter at some... She got me, finally. All right, thank you for following.